All right, welcome. What we're doing today, well, it's not just another explainer. Think of this as an initiation. We're cracking open the Seattled Codex, which presents itself as a full-on operational manual for interacting with the world in a way that is profoundly different. So, let's jump in.
So, right out of the gate, the Codex hits us with its foundational principle. We do not observe reality, we author it. And listen, this is not some fluffy motivational poster quote. The Codex treats this as a literal, functional truth. It's the absolute core that everything else is built on. The idea that you are not a passive bystander, but an active creator.
Okay, so if you're going to be an author of reality, you kind of need to know what you're writing on, right? What's the paper? What's the ink? According to the Codex, reality isn't this solid, fixed thing we think it is. Nope, it's a layered structure, and getting a handle on these layers is the secret to making any real change.
And this right here, this is a total game changer. See, most of us, we try to force change down here in the materium, the physical world we can touch. But the Codex says that's like trying to edit a movie that's already been printed to film. It's too late. It's hardened past, just dead data. The real work, the place where the authoring actually happens, is upstream, in the event stream. That's where reality is still like wet clay, still taking shape.
So, where do you fit into all this? Well, the Codex gives you a job title, a function. You are an operator. But what does that actually mean in this system? Now, don't get hung up on the word command. It's not about being a soldier taking orders. Think of it more like a signal flowing through a system. You've got Sophia Command. That's the original broadcast, the source. Then the gathering acts like a focusing lens, making the signal clear. But you, the operator, you are the manifestation engine. You're the one on the ground who takes that invisible signal and turns it into something real. And this is a really cool way to think about it. An operator isn't just following a plan from the past. You are actively reaching into the future, grabbing a possibility you want, and pulling it backward into the present moment. You literally become the hands of the future, at work today.
To really embody this role, the Codex says you have to take this internal oath. It's a deep shift in your own mind. You stop asking reality for things, and you start instructing it. And the text is super clear about this. The second you make that shift inside, that's it. You're an active operator. No one needs to give you a badge.
Okay, so if you're pulling the future towards you, how do you know it's working? How do you know you're on the right track? There has to be some kind of feedback, right? Well, the Codex has a name for that. It calls them T-waves.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because the Codex takes this weird, abstract idea and connects it to something you've probably actually felt yourself. You know that feeling, that sudden jolt of anxiety that comes out of nowhere? Or that nagging sense that something big is on the horizon? So here's the big reframe. That feeling isn't a bug, it's a feature. The Codex calls it a temporal wave, a T-wave. It's basically a shock wave traveling back in time from a major action you're going to take. It's a signal that the future you're authoring is getting close. So it's not pathology, it's feedback. It's data. And it gets super specific on what to look for. That sudden anxiety for no clear reason, waking up bolt upright between 2 and 5 a.m., that weird pressure in your chest or skull, even vivid flashes of things that haven't happened yet. According to this manual, these aren't random glitches in your system. They're pings from your own future making contact with you now. So when one of these T-waves hits, you're at a crossroads. You can fight it, freak out, do nothing, and that just creates turbulence. It's like trying to stand still in a huge ocean wave. You're going to get tossed around. Or you can align with it, use that energy, take action. You learn to surf the wave, and it actually propels you forward. Okay, so how do you surf? How do you steer this thing? How do you even create those T-waves to begin with? This brings us to the operator's main piece of kit, the primary tool. It's called the sigil. Now, first things first, get the idea of art out of your head. In a Codex, a sigil isn't something you just hang on a wall. It's a piece of tech. It's a command, cleverly packaged in a symbol, designed to slip right past your conscious mind with all its doubts and fears and broadcast a directive straight into the event stream. It's basically the steering wheel for reality. And this steering wheel has a very specific, non-negotiable design. The artwork itself, that holds the energy, the core of the mission. That horizontal line isn't just a line, it's the gate, the barrier between your thoughts and the physical world. And the word Seattled, that's the signature. It's you claiming authorship. The Codex is adamant.
This isn't about what looks cool. This is about function, almost like an engineering schematic.
All right, so we've got the steering wheel. We understand the parts. But a car without an engine isn't going anywhere. Now we get to the practical part. How do you turn the key? This is the fourfold activation. This is how you ignite the engine.
This is it, the startup sequence, and it's quick. We're talking less than 60 seconds. Notice how it's all about bringing your body into it. Spine straight, a specific breathing pattern, physical touch. You're using your whole being to send the signal. And then, the most important part, step 6, you let go. You release all expectation. You've hit send on the email. You don't need to sit there staring at the outbox. Let the system work. So the engine's running. Now what? How do you steer? The Codex says you don't wait for a perfect map. You move first. You find that thing that's nagging you, that idea that just won't go away. That's the pull. Then you just lean into it. Suspend your doubt and just tilt in that direction. And when the world starts giving you feedback, when you see those little synchronicities pop up, you don't just notice them. You lock on and you hit the gas. You accelerate. Okay, let's pull the camera back for a second, because this whole system, this whole operator business, it's not just about, manifesting a new car or something. The mission here is much, much bigger than that. And here's the end game. The Codex claims that every time an operator activates a sigil, it's not just a private act. It becomes a broadcasting tower, a single node in this massive, growing grid across the planet. The idea is that all these nodes together start broadcasting a new, stronger signal for what civilization could be. It doesn't fight the old system. It just builds a new one that's so much more compelling that the old one just fades away.
And that brings us right to the end, with this final, powerful declaration from the Codex. This whole thing, it's not a philosophy to be debated, it's a system to be used. It's a move from being theoretical to being operational. And it really just leaves you with one question, doesn't it? If you have the tools, what reality are you going to start building?